So in this lesson we are going to learn about end pass. So let's take these four ranks. This is the first rank, second rank, third rank, and then the fourth rank, and these four ranks to be on the white side and 5, 6, 7, 8 to be the black side. So let's divide the board like this. So first four ranks would be white because you would be arranging your pieces, white pieces, on the first and second rank. Similarly, you would be arranging your black pieces in 8th rank and black pawns will be on the 7th rank. So when starting position would be like that. So let's take these as white side of the board and these 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 as black side of the board. So that is the first point. Now, we all know pawns initially can move 2 steps. Pawns initially can move 2 steps. If you don't want to choose 2 steps, you can also make your pawn move 1 step. Right? So when the pawn in a game, so let's take this as the starting position. Let's analyze from here. Now the pawn in the game has moved just to the 5th rank. Like this is the first rank on the opponent's territory. So remember, we said first 4 ranks are white's territory and 5, 6, 7, 8 are black's territory. Okay, the white pawn has just entered the black's territory. And now there is a black pawn here which is on the 7th rank, which has not yet started. It is going to start for the very first time. Now when starting for the very first time, it has 2 options, either to move 1 step or it can move 2 steps. Now what happens if it moves 1 step? It will get captured in the next move. So to avoid that capture, it is using its power, special power, to move 2 steps in the opening. Okay, so remember, white pawn has just entered the black's territory. Okay, and then if the black pawn move 1 step, it would capture, the white would capture, and to escape, the black is using the power to move 2 steps. Now white has a special power called end pass. So now white can end pass. It can end pass considering the black moved 1 step. The white can capture this pawn as if this pawn has moved only 1 square. Okay, so this is how you capture. So you take the pawn and you put it here and this pawn will go out of the board. So considering that pawn to move only 1 step, okay, the white can capture it. So I will repeat again. So let's take this as the position. White has advanced 2 steps and black is making this move. See, white plays and then the black plays. And then white has just entered the 5th rank. Okay, so it has just entered the opponent's territory. Right? And then this pawn, if it has to move, okay, if it moves here to g6, it would get captured in the next move. The black pawn to g6, the white pawn will capture it in the next move. So to avoid this capture, if he tries to escape here, the white can consider it to be on g6 and then end pass. So end pass happens like you have to think you are capturing it as if it is moving 1 square. Okay, so if it moves 1 square, we would capture like this. So we are putting the pawn here and then this pawn will get removed. So this is end pass. If we do some exercises, it would be clear. And one more thing to note in end pass is, as soon as the white drops in or the black drops in, as soon as the opponent tries to escape, you have to immediately end pass. If you don't end pass, if you don't choose to end pass and make some other move, then in future you cannot claim the end pass. Okay, so let's do some exercise so that you would understand it much better. So let's take this as the example. So we notice the white pawn has advanced to the 5th rank, which is like it has just entered the opponent's territory. Okay, and then if this was the square, the black pawn moved. So if the black pawn has made d6, then the white can capture it. Now to escape it, it is using two-step move. So it is moving from here to here. As soon as this pawn drops into square, you have to end pass. So you can consider it like it has moved one step. So if it have moved one step, you would have captured like this. So the same thing you have to apply here, and then this will go. Since it was computer, it automatically went away, but if you are playing it on the real board, you end pass thinking it to be capturing diagonally one step, and then you have to take the black piece away from the board. Okay, so in this pawn has just dropped in and tried to escape. So this is the pawn. So the move was g7 to g5. Okay, so here you cannot end pass because this was a previous move. Okay, and you chose not to end pass. Now some other move happened, the game continued. Okay, so whenever the black is trying to escape two steps, immediately you have to apply the end pass if you want to, or if you don't want to, you just can leave it. There is no strict rule that you have to end pass. If you choose to end pass, you have to do it immediately as soon as the opponent is trying to escape. Okay, so here this white pawn can consider it to be g6 move. Okay, so and then end pass like this. See, this is the pawn dropped in. Okay, and end pass will happen only here when the pawn has just entered the 5th rank. So it cannot happen in 6th rank or any other rank. Okay, so if it is for white, if white is the one who is end passing, it can happen in the 5th rank. If black is the one who is end passing, then it will happen in the 4th rank, because for a black pawn, opponent's territory is this rank. So now this one dropped in. Okay, so if the black moved to b6, this would have captured it. So to escape that, it is moving two squares. Now you can consider it moving one square. Okay, you can imagine, you can think that the black pawn has moved to b6, and then you end pass. So here was the white pawn, and then this escape. So you can end pass like this. So now you can end pass this way. You can immediately end pass this way. You can immediately end pass this way. If you choose not to end pass and make some other move, say for example bishop move or knight move, then you cannot claim end pass later on. So that is one point which you have to remember. And then end pass happens only between the pawns. You cannot end pass with a rook or a knight or a bishop or any other piece. So when two pawns, so the one pawn entering the opponent's zone, and then the opponent trying to escape taking advantage of two squares, you can end pass. So I would show end pass example from black's point of view. Now let's learn to end pass from black's point of view. How will a black player end pass? Now this is the black side of the board, and then let's say black pawn. Now this is the black side of the board, and let's say if black pawn has to end pass, black pawn has just entered the 4th rank. So we learned 1, 2, 3, 4 is white side of the board, and 5, 6, 7, 8 is black side of the board. Now black has just entered the white's territory. And now what happens if the white pawn drops here, okay, to c3, the black would capture it. Okay, but to avoid this capture, if he uses special power and move 2 steps, because from the initial position, from the starting position, this pawn can move 2 steps. So it is like trying to escape this attack. So that is the concept. Now the black can consider it to be moving here, okay, and then end pass like this. So this is end pass, and if you do more exercises on it, you would understand it much better. You can rewatch this video. Thank you.